So in the last video, I unboxed the PSVR 2 and went over its features and the overall packaging. Now that the PSVR 2 is ready to go, I'm going to give you my top 10 picks that you can play on the PSVR 2. Mind you, these are my personal picks, so you have a plethora of games to choose from, and I can't include every single one. Let's just jump right in. Since the Resident Evil franchise has been around for a while, most people already know the gameplay that these survival horror games offer. While survival horror is the core of RE's gameplay, you can expect some action too, particularly with RE4. The creepy and unsettling atmosphere of both RE4 and RE Village are going to be at their very best in terms of immersion on the PSVR 2 and make both a must-try, just not for the faint of heart. Next up, another survival horror game, based on the Walking Dead comic book series, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. The gameplay loop is simple. You have the main campaign quests and side activities where you travel to a certain area of the city and have a limited amount of time to loot while surviving. Once that's over, you'll ultimately get to go back to your camp with everything you found. The mechanics are quite engaging too, and you'll get to use different weapons since the game has over a dozen. You get to fight different types of zombies being walkers that pose a different level of challenge each. You also fight humans who turn into zombies unless killed in a specific way. Now add environmental interactions such as scaling buildings to the mix alongside the PSVR 2 controls, and you have a recipe for something truly special. This game is such an adrenaline rush in tense moments, just like most other games on this list. It's Gran Turismo 7. Everybody knows that it's one of the best looking and feeling racing sims out there. We also know that the PSVR 2 excels at providing great audio, visuals and feedback, so it's basically a match made in heaven. Even if you've played the game, it's a whole new experience on PlayStation's brand new VR headset, and one of the easiest games to suggest. And if you have a racing wheel, you may never leave your house again. If you're looking for an immersive Star Wars game, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge should get you sorted out. This one is a first-person shooter that has promising gunplay and visuals. You have so many options, including, but not limited to, shotguns, lightsabers, rocket launchers, machine guns, and pistols. Shooting these guns with the PSVR 2 controller is a treat. It's set in Batu and has you going through fairly linear levels in order to progress. The game even gives you a jetpack which lets you hover and move around. It's a must-play for anyone who's a fan of Star Wars. An action-adventure survival game which is just so easy to recommend for the PSVR 2. It is, after all, an infinite procedurally generated universe. You can explore galaxies to your heart's content without being assaulted by infinite loading screens and just fly to what you see, while also being rewarded with something new and unique. I'm talking brand new enemies and an unfamiliar challenge every step of the way. Traveling through space on a device that offers next-gen immersion, you can kind of see why I recommend playing this one. This game's title is so cool. Now you may think this is a shooter at first glance, but it's a rhythm game as well, on rails. You gotta fire your gun as you move through the level and shoot at enemies that spawn in, all synchronized with the beat, and also dodge incoming projectiles. While it sounds simplistic, it is very satisfying and the execution is also quite crisp. The game has a great art style that just makes it look stylish and stand out. With Horizon Call of the Mountain, you can experience the lush, gorgeous world of Horizon in PSVR 2. While you won't be playing as series protagonist Aloy this time around, you'll step into the boots of Ryas, a disgraced soldier who must take on armies of mechanical beasts to clear his name and save his people. Unlike its console counterparts, Call of the Mountain will be largely a linear affair, but you'll be able to completely immerse yourself in the game world with the ability to hunt, fight, climb, and traverse the environment. A roguelike first-person shooter that is by far the most challenging out of all the games I've spoken of so far. You have to progress through procedurally generated levels using World War II weapons, and whatever points you earn throughout can be used to upgrade your weapons. Now this game may not be the best in terms of graphical fidelity, but the art style is great, and I personally value that way more than the number of polygons on the screen. The guns and the way they handle is extremely satisfying, with plenty of feedback to make you feel like you're in fact shooting things yourself. Even the sound effects of reloads, bullets ricocheting, etc. are solid. Recognizable World War II guns like the Work, Carbine, STG and more are all present in the game, and the designs are top notch. You definitely know of Angry Birds, and with this one, it's safe to say that Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs offers the best experience of playing this goofy yet fun game. The shift from 2D to 3D and the VR physics makes slingshotting just so much more engaging. You'll be surprised by how much fun this one can be, and straight up better than its mobile counterparts on this setup. A hack and slash roguelike that requires you to survive and progress as far as you can, with emphasis on melee combat. The gameplay loop is very similar to that of the Light Brigade, but instead of shooting enemies, you'll be breaking their guard to be able to slice through them. Dashing and dodging are also important gameplay mechanics you'll need to master. You have one-handed, two-handed, and even dual-wielding capabilities when it comes to weapons in this game. Speaking of weapons, there are a handful to choose from, like great swords, axes, hammers, swords, and what have you. Each weapon also has a super ability that can be charged by attacking and blocking. The art style is once again very well done. So those were the games that I'd personally recommend on the PlayStation VR2, which is now available at participating retailers. Mind you, there are a lot more games you can play on the PSVR2, and these were only my picks. So be a homie, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and also ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything we upload. That's it for today. I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.
PlayStation